I sometimes joke that if I can't write everything that I want to teach on a 3x5 card, it isn't worth it. So a lot of what I think we'll be talking about it here is rather than a lot of pieces of paper and turning the page here is what are some simple things that lead you to the next thing. So today I want to talk a little bit about sticks. Give you some ideas on how to get a tone out of them, and then we'll take you through some of the various rudiments, which I'll explain in a hopefully a simplified way. Okay, the first thing about sticks is to be very relaxed. What does the stick want to do? The stick wants to bounce up like a ball hitting a wall. If this top part of the stick is tight, I oftentimes measure that sort of the hovering quality that you get by not the downstroke but the upstroke. So trying to get that to get that smooth at the upstroke is really important. The long tone, in music like on a horn, the long tone is something you practice. Well, I would say the long tone for us drummers is the single stroke roll. Trying to get that even. I'm not going to get into a lot of fancy stuff about French technique or the Muller blah blah blah, which I probably couldn't explain anyway, but holding the stick loosely. If you hold on to the stick too tight, the transmission will affect tone, and we'll talk a lot about tone. The nice thing about this practice pad is it does have a nice tone. Even if you have to spend some money on it, it's worth it for that. So here we go. We've got a single stroke roll going. We're holding the sticks loosely. I think we're getting a fairly pleasant sound. Okay, the first thing is the 3 subdivisions. Now I've got the metronome set at 2 and 4, and this is a trick that a lot of people, the ping and the pong, so to speak. If I was to play 1, 2, 3, 4, that's one thing. But if I play it where it's on the backbeat, as it were, it swings harder. You'll see what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got what I call eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next subdivisions would be triplets. Now it's going to be a little different because when I do it, the left hand's going to take the 2 and 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one will be 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4. Going faster. Okay, so a really cool exercise to work on is always running through the subdivisions. Because what's going to happen is that you've got to keep the pulse going as you make these go to the adjacent subdivision. So I will run through this. I'll do 2 bars of each. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1 triplet, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So far, I can make it every bar. Now you'll notice that there's twos and fours are one thing, and I always route through the triplet. So that making that subdivision is really important, learning how to do that. A lot of times people will get into one groove, and then when they have to transition to the other one, something will slip. What will slip is the pulse. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. Now let's see, what could I do with a stick? I could do a single. Okay. Or I could also do a combo. What's a combo? A combo would be, let's say I'll keep it real simple. I will hit twice with one stick and then twice with the other. So I'll be going along. Oh, lo and behold, it switches to downbeat with my left hand now. So even that, back to the single, combo. That could be, that's just combinations of stuff. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Okay, and then the last one of this part is the flam, where we play the sticks together. So single, combo, flam. I think I'll just mess around in triplets and I'll go through that, okay? Single, combo, flam, sticks together. Just with single, combo, flam, you can do a whole lot of stuff. We're going to get to a couple other things you can do with a stick, but those three are really crucial. Playing the sticks more or less together is important. I mean, it's a lot of times they're always separate, but they do need to come together, so that's important. So I'll jam on triplets. Phrases. Sixteenth notes. Oh, next, we're on to the next one. Single, double, buzz. Single. Okay, I'll do it in eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now I'm going to double this up. Now this is a really important rudiment, because to get a double, you kind of just have to let the double come to you. And a lot of times if you think ahead, it'll mess up. So one of the ways that I will do that is introduce the double. I'm not even really holding on the stick. So the main thing that I'll tell people is you've got to keep the piston going, because you'll start to go, okay, here comes the double. And you'll subtly take you'll change the energy thing. So it's a very good rudiment to practice, and it kind of separates people out because it's something that just kind of happens on its own. Doing with triplets. So that's single, double, and then the most difficult one, and it's certainly for my old hands, this gets interesting, the buzz. It's like the grease sandpaper. And then buzz. With the buzz, I'm simply trying to buzz. I let the stick buzz on the head. And this is a whole group of the twitch muscles or whatever. This is the most difficult one. So single, double, buzz. So single, double, buzz, single, combo, flam. I'm going to go now and do it in traditional grip, which for me now is a different way to go, and you may discover that this is an easier way to play. A lot of jazz drummers, and back in the old day, because of the snare drum being tilted, the traditional grip was the way to go. So here we go. And I'm going to now that we've also introduced eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths, I'm going to march through that. And then last but not least, I'm going to leave space. So I'm going to kind of get into the melody of it. Okay, so those are just three things to think about. Holding the sticks loosely so that you get a tone out of it, so that you don't get the stick and your body into that. I mean, you kind of want to get out of the way. You kind of want to let the stick do its thing. That's the first thing. Single stroke roll is the long tone. Getting an accurate single tone is kind of like the tonal mantra, I often call it, because it's got to be a tone. You've got your subdivisions, eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths. The idea of setting the metronome on 2 and 4 because it swings more, and then single, combo, flam, and single, double, buzz. And then phrasing and leaving spaces. So, sometimes when you want to practice, just turn the old metronome on, sit outside or something, and just kind of let it roll, and make sure that, you keep in touch with the metronome. Sticks.